Alright guys, on today's episode of Entertainment and Information, we are turning this to this. Get the parts from a guy that I know. It's the first thing I gotta do. Tear this bad boy down. Start with disconnecting components like my brakes. Disconnecting the back. Give it some slack through the frame. Disconnect up here. Remove handlebars. Skerdoosh. Next I gotta remove, so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. I'm gonna remove these three. Now that I got these little jinglies removed, all I gotta do is pop this top off and pull the forks out the bottom. Let's see if we can give you a little better view. So, this continues to glitch, and I think it's caused from me using an off-brand SD card, so I'm going to try to fix that. But, in the meantime, watch me pull this bad boy apart. So, the upper bearing is still in there, and the lower bearing I currently have sitting on the floor, trying not to collect dust. But everything else on the old triple tree, I'm going to put back together. So it's all in one spot. Oh, I'm gonna kill this camera. Damn SD card. I'm switching to my phone. We must crank this down. Cranking that hog. Now that we got the OG hog taken apart, time to build the new front end. For the first part, the wheel. Going from 24 inches to 27. So it's gonna bring the front of this bike upwards. Check the bearings on this wheel. Feels fine, not crunchy at all. Stick the spacer right there. It seems like the other side had just fallen out. This bearing is greased up pretty well. It's enclosed on one side. That bearing feels good too. Take the axle. Let's just put that back in. Put my grease marks back on here too. I completely forgot the fork. Hold on. Put the axle through the fork. Stick axle through wheel. Act like we didn't do that a couple times. Now we get a drum brake, which those pads don't look great, but as long as they can stop. You take the thing and you put it in the thing. Once I have a brake line, it'll have something that stops here and it'll have a pinch point. So you see how it spins freely? It'll squeeze this and you see I can't turn it. Next, we slide the axle into this hole. It's important to remember this piece goes in here and prevents this from spinning separately than the forks. Nice and easy. Come on. There we go. Yeah. I found the spot. To hold all of this together, there's a nut that goes on the end. And you can see there's a hole that goes through here. And this looks almost like a crown. The whole point is you have a pin that stops it from backing off. You know, I don't want to lose your front wheel while racing. It can be a very important component, I would think, unless you're just riding wheelies. I already showed the difference between the wheel sizes, but look at this. The fork size, so this is just guesstimation measures. I'm not measuring everything sincere. So this is like 28 inches. And the new one is 37, 38. Almost a full foot longer than this. I am a genius when it comes to math. This block is gonna have to come in handy later. I intend to put a bigger wheel on the back that also has a drum brake, which I don't have access to yet. I gotta find one. But when I build the front, I'm gonna have to put the back wheel on this to kind of level out the frame so I can see what it's gonna look like. Now for the triple tree, which is gonna be so much bigger than this puny little thing. I gotta make sure I put it on the right way. So according to other bikes, you have the forks and then it goes forward. The nut goes in front of the forks. For good proportions, this is the front. Bike will be this way. Decided to rest it on myself. Try to make it a little easier. You can come right on in, the water's nice. Slide it down a little bit. Now this is an important part from earlier. This is the bottom bearing. I don't think we're gonna need that black piece. Just kind of slide that right on. Grab the bottom, grab the frame. Now that I almost crushed my hand, so I gotta see what the component idea is for this. This silver piece here comes stock with the bike. It seems like it's compatible for the bearing that's currently in there. But for the RM, it's got this and then this. So I'm trying to see what I need. I wonder if I should take the black thing off. It's almost like a grease shield. Oh no. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave that on. It seems like this goes into that. Then we throw this one on. The child. Just gotta give it some love taps. Some lovey love taps. Kind of stick that bolt. To tighten it down, I'm gonna have to tighten that, and these two I don't have bolts for yet, but I'll find one. I'm gonna stick these handlebars in here, or just so I can see how it's gonna look. I do not intend to use these handlebars. I really hope the forks don't just slide and clock me in the face. There's two pieces. I was originally worried that I'd have to get clip-on handlebars like what they got on sport bikes, because the forks would be too long and I'd have to clamp the triple tree lower, but I think we'll be able to get this to work. Adrian was talking about two-stroke, which I thought would be cool, but I don't know. I might stick with four-stroke. That's what I know. That's what I like. Well, brakes still work. Other than this stupid piece, the threads are all screwed. Now this is what we're talking about. That looks so good. Look at that. I want to put ape hangers on it. You know, I think the bearings might be good. I might not have to put new bearings in it. I got so much slack in the front wheel right now. One thing I can tell for certain, I'm gonna have to get a new seat. That thing is not gonna ride well. I don't know if you can tell how big the bike is right now. I'll put down the kickstand so you can see. When you have this front end on, the kickstand holds the front off the ground. Right now, there is a couple inches. Give you a size comparison on the front ends. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Both wheels are on the ground right now. The old forks stop here, new forks stop here. That's a big difference. The bike tried to jump at me. I really need to get a floor mat so I don't scratch the hell out of the floor more than I already did. Oh, the shame. Oh, shame, shame, shame on me. How did that even... You know, it would be so much more convenient if I had a garage, so I don't have to build stuff in my room. I don't think you understand. Me lifting from the handlebars lifts the back end of the bike. For dramatic effect, I turned off the lights. So now you just get Christmas lights. Boom, look at that. So shiny, so nice. Gotta put the horsey to bed. Good night, bye. I hope you guys enjoyed watching step 1 of the new chopper build. Can't quite tell you what step 2 is. You'll just have to stay tuned until next time. Wapow!